Hey y'all, what is up and welcome back to the channel. I'm excited for today's video. We're going to be doing another one of my series that I started and I have failed to continue, but we're doing one today. It's my working my way through my entire makeup collection. I'm featuring quite a few old products, but then I'm also featuring a couple new products. This foundation I recently did a review on. That will be posted probably right before this video, and I've actually been enjoying it a lot. I really like the foundation, but I also have the new Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow palette, and I'm excited to use this today as well. And then also I have quite a few older products in my collection that I wanted to use, test out, and kind of give you all some thoughts on. So if you're excited for this style of a video, using some old and a few new, please hit that thumbs up button if you've not already been a part of my family here on my channel. And let's get into this video, guys. Okay, I'm going to put my bangs back like per usual. I have a candle going in the background. I don't know if it's even visible or not, but it's called Bourbon Maple from Bath & Body, and I really love the smell. It's a very warm, sweet smell. And I love the packaging. It's like a black, brown marble look. It's perfect for fall. Okay, so for primer, I have the Revolution Candy Haze Weightless Primer. It has ceramide, hyaluronic acid, grapeseed oil, another kind of oil, and wild pansy extract. And it's like one of those like swirled primers. So I know I've only used this a few times, but I really never used it like enough to like get my full like thoughts about it. So it doesn't really have too much of a smell. And my oil or my skin type is just like straight up pure oil. If y'all are new to the channel, I have very oily skin. The pump has like all of a sudden stopped working. I was going to try to get a little bit more out and put on my forehead. Oh, I see. Okay, well, moving on. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this Polite Society foundation. The pump on this one has also been giving me fits. Like the little thing on this is like so short, and I've been having troubles just getting like the littlest bitty bit to come out at a time. So it's honestly quite annoying. But then other times it'll like dispense like properly. So I don't know if it just, I don't know, gets air in the inside and like doesn't work, or it has issues. Okay, so like I'll zoom you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I already know that I like this foundation. So I think it's going to be good to use a foundation that I've been using that I know I like, to see how I like it with this primer. So I do feel like this foundation is just a tad bit dark, even though I know I got light in. Like I feel like it's a tad bit dark for my skin right now because, you know, summer's over and I feel like I've lost what little bit of a tan I did have. I feel like I kind of lost that. So I feel like I've been having to kind of blend it down on my neck and then kind of like bronze my neck a little bit. Okay, and I forgot to pull out a concealer, but I'll go get one. Alright, I think I'll go in with this one. This is the Milani Supercharged Brightening Under Eye Tint. I know it's not quite a concealer, but when I bought this, I meant for it to be like a concealer because Like I saw people using it as a concealer. And I know when I bought it, I really, like, the times I used it as a concealer. So that's what we're going to use today. And I like the color on this under eye corrector. And it has like a decent coverage. That looks really nice. So wherever you at, is it like turning fall where you guys are at? Like I'm always kind of curious, like what's the weather at today where you guys are at? The weather for me today is sunny. It's like barely 70 outside. I think the thermometer said it was like 68. And it's a really beautiful fall day. It's not like too overly hot, but it's not like freezing outside. It's just really, really nice outside. We actually have the windows open everywhere in the house because we've been painting. That's been fun. So there's the under eye corrector. I feel like I don't need to go in with a concealer, so I think we're just gonna stick with the corrector option. Okay, and then for powder, I pulled out this Pink Lips Loose Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. Here's what it looks like. I got this in a BoxyCharm and I've never used it. The seal is still on it. See if I can figure out how to get the seal off. I always need tweezers. I've been really enjoying like a pressed powder lately. Like I used to always use loose powders, but lately I've been using the Essence What About Matte powder because I need mattifying products for my oily skin even though we're going into fall. So like I've literally hit pan in this already. There you go, now you can see. It's a lot of pan. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this and just set my under eyes. I like using a kind of like powder puff like this to set my face whenever it's a loose powder. So I feel like I can really press the powder in there and just really get the makeup to like last a little bit better if you can really press the powder in. Okay, that powder seems to be really nice. It is a translucent and I feel like it like didn't add like a ton of color or nothing to my face. I think it looks really good. Okay, next up is bronzer. I pulled out my Essence Luminous Sun Club Bronzing Powder. It's in the shade 20 Sun-Kissed in California. And I remember really liking this. I actually kind of have like a small dip in it. And I'm just going to take my normal bronzing brush that I use. And this one kind of smells like that coconut smell. And I always really like that smell in like my bronzers. And I think that's why I like this one so much. It's because it smelled good. Nothing like a good smelling bronzer in my opinion. And this one does kind of like give like a, well, I'm trying to say faint. A faint luminous look to the skin. And I like that in bronzers as well. It's not like a shimmer. It's just kind of like a luminous effect. Okay. And then for blush, I pulled out two options. I thought they would go really good together. I pulled out the Benefit Butterfly, which is an orange one, and then the Persona Heaven's Glow in Faded Clementine. I thought I'd put this one on and use this one as like a blush topper. And I kind of was thinking for blush, trying to do a folly blush. So I felt like this orange was a good option. Okay, I love that butterfly. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of the Persona. This is like a baked blush. And it adds like a nice kind of like highlighted effect. That's why I really like this one as like a blush topper. Okay, that is pretty much it on the face. I'm going to do my brows real quick because I just really don't use anything different for my brows. I don't have a lot of brow products in my collection to test out. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I got my brows on and now we're going to use the new Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow palette. Now I've already used this once on my eyes already and I did a little short on YouTube as well. I will go ahead and swatch these just so that way y'all can see how beautiful these colors are. Okay, so there are the shades. I'm going to name them. I didn't swatch them in order, but I will name them in order. The first one is called Wild Dipper Rides Again. The second one is called Space Cowboy. The third one is Star Cowgirl. And the last kind of bronzy shade is called Cosmic Space Dust. So I love the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadows. So whenever I saw they were releasing eyeshadow palettes, and they have another one, but it's got like a blue in it and like a deeper reddish shade. But this one had more of the neutral, just sparkly shades. Plus it had Space Cowboy in it. And that is the popular shade that everybody likes. And that's the one that I didn't have Space Cowboy in a single. The only one I have in a single is called Cosmic. It's like the white shade. And I use it literally all the time. So I'm going to apply, how I like to use this palette is whatever bronzer I'm using for the day. I like to use the same bronzer and I like to just take a really nice like fluffy like crease brush and then apply bronzer in the crease. So that way your crease color like matches your face color, like the bronze color that you used for that day. And then your whole look just kind of seems like cohesive, and I feel like that makes sense anyways. Like I feel like that's what I've seen other people do. And I feel like that like just makes sense to me. So I'm just applying this to the crease and just really kind of putting down a nice like wash of color. And just taking it a little bit higher. I wasn't even looking at the camera. I'm literally looking at my mirror over here. Sorry. And then just kind of applying it in the crease and then kind of to the brow bone just a little bit. And just kind of just like being messy with it a little bit. And then I just kind of keep going in and like building up the color until I feel like I like the amount of pigmentation. So I feel like that's looking pretty good right now. And I think today I want to use the Cosmic Space Dust. It's the shade that's a little bit more bronzy colored. And I do love how this palette has a nice mirror in it. So I apply these with my finger is always best. I'm just going to take some on my finger. That is so beautiful. Let me zoom you guys in even more. Hopefully it'll stay in focus. Like look how beautiful that is. And I do have some fallout down here, but it does clean up pretty easily. And I feel like this is just like a one and done look if you use your bronzer that you used all over your face and then just pick out one of these shades in the palette and swipe it all over your eyelid, like your mobile eyelid. And you're like done for the day. And I feel like it's so easy. Like it's so easy. I really am contemplating ordering the other palette because this one is just so good. Here's kind of a close-up of the palette. Try not to get my ring light in. There you go. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, zoom you guys back out just a little bit. Okay, eye look is done, and I have been using, and I think I almost have this little tube used up, the Benefit Fan Fest mascara. If you guys have not tried out this mascara, you really need to. It's really good in volumizing. It has a nice curved wand, and it hasn't, like, I've been wearing this for at least a month straight now, and it hasn't like ever flaked and like smudged and gotten all over my face. It has just really been like a really great mascara. So I actually bought a full size of it, and I'm just waiting to open it until I use up this little mini, because if I open up the big tube, I won't go back to finishing up the mini. I just know it. And there is the lashes all done. I don't know. Oh, highlighter. I got out my Solar Sailor highlighter. It's like kind of a gold highlighter. I thought this would be perfect for my kind of like orangey blush look that I was going for today. Let me just apply. Okay, I love that highlight. Like, I didn't know I like that highlight, even though I'm like testing my makeup collection. Like, there's very few products in my makeup collection that I still have in my collection that I, quote, maybe don't like. There's very few. Most of them I still like, but I still wanted to go through some products and use some stuff that I haven't used in a while, and a few new things. So here's the final look. Hope you all enjoyed today's shop my stash, using my makeup, whatever you want to call this video, plus using a few new things. I really like this palette. I think it's going to be a top drawer favorite of mine. And I feel like so far I really enjoyed using this. I know when I bought this I only used it like once, but I feel like that's a really good under eye brightening product. This primer I'm not sure about. I'm going to see how my foundation wears. It is $3.48 right now. I'll show you all the time. Can you see the time? There we go. $3.48. So if I remember, I'll try to do a check-in. I'm not great at remembering those things. Anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.